I'd been doing it tough at work. It was a physical job, picking and packing stock for a supermarket. Absolutely loved it though. The people, the place, the environment, what I did, how I did it, kept me fit, kept me strong for a long time. Lost loads of weight when I started. If anyone out there, and there'll be loads of people that have, or know someone that does, stacked pallets for a living, grocery, food, anything from 20 kilos to 30, 40 kilo bags of rice, flour, packets of sauce. Everything you can imagine. Hand stacked on a pallet, shrink wrapped, goes on the back of a truck, lands at your greengrocer, your supermarket, all of the above. Now, I'd started ringing up sick once a week. Let's just say this is towards the end of a new beginning, which is a nice way to phrase it. I can't remember if it was a Friday, if it was a Monday. I was very mindful that I was probably going to get pulled up for my attendance. The guys around me, because I was a young guy, so I was just a whippersnapper. You know, the old fellas would give me an appropriate amount of grief. Slow down, boy, you're making us look bad. You know, all I saw was an opportunity to work hard and enjoy it. Maybe one day I'd get to sit on the forklifts like the old fellas did and learn a new skill. But at the same time, it looked like a lot of fun. Hauling those pellets up in the air, 6 or 7 meters, bringing them down, putting them into the pick slots, as we called them. So I aspired, I had ambitions. I wanted to load trucks. I wanted to learn the process, the end-to-end of supply chain. It was so much fun. And it's still fun to this day. I'm still working in supply chain, logistics, health and safety, leadership, paying it forward every chance I get. But like I say, I'm probably into week 4 of me ringing up sick once a week. I wasn't well. I really wasn't well. I'd been to see the GP 4 times, 4 weeks, 5 weeks. He'd given me some prednisone, some amoxicillin. You'll be good. Walk it off. I was rattling in my lungs a lot of fluid in my lungs. Prednisone helped. Man, it felt like $1 million. Amoxicillin, sure it did something, but from where I was, I know now it wasn't really going to do much. But that prednisone kept me functioning. What I learned in the end, as I pushed myself far beyond any limits that I'd known about on my last week, before going into A&E, before going to see a different GP. I worked 5 days that week. I was so proud of myself for doing it, for persevering. I remember throwing up in the 240-litre rubbish bin behind dispatch, wiping my chin off, seeing old mate Dean on the forklift giving me shit, but an amount of care. At the same time, there was care in his voice as he wound me up, as we all did. Solid camaraderie. When I saw this other GP, at the time it was my partner, my girlfriend, who said, go see someone else. She knew I wasn't well. So I did. I went and saw this other GP and took some bloods and said, well, we'll get back to you soon. Yeah, he rang me in a few hours and said, where am I? You need to go to A&E, you're dying, mate. Don't drive. So I drove. I drove myself into A&E. Pretty sure I rang mum. Told the girlfriend then where I was going. And even my much coveted Honda Prelude with its almighty VTEC engine, I surrendered the keys and said someone can just drive it home. That was a big part of the beginning of surrender and realizing that control wasn't in my hands anymore.